Hi, everyone. My name is Miles, and I work with our international students here at Arizona State University. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the MyASU portal for incoming international students here at ASU. Now, your portal may look slightly different depending on whether you're an undergraduate student or a graduate student and where you are along in the process. So we'll make sure to look at a couple different portals to give you an understanding of the important tools and information that you can find inside. So let's get started. So here we're looking at the home tab of a freshly admitted undergraduate student. You can see here on the top left is your My Application Status box. In your My Application Status box, you'll be able to find the intake that you were admitted for, the major you were admitted for as well. You'll also find a link below that says Change My Major. So if you decide you'd like to change your major before arriving on campus, you can do that here through this link. It's important to remember that if you do change your major, it will not be reflected here because this is still your original program of admission. It will be reflected somewhere else in your portal that we'll talk about in just a minute. On the right side of this page, you'll find your priority tasks list. This is the list of really important to-do items for an incoming student to take care of before arriving on campus, and even some things after arriving on campus. You can see here at the very top of your list is Pay University Enrollment Deposit. Paying your deposit opens up all of the tools that we're going to be looking at in today's video. So that's an important very first step to confirming your spot here at ASU. Clicking in your Pay University Enrollment Deposit tab will tell you how to pay your deposit and your deposit amount as well. In your priority tasks list, it's also very normal to see a couple holds on your account. Now, again, clicking on these holds will tell you exactly what is needed. You can see that this student needs advising for their program as an incoming student. You'll find below this hold a link to register for new student academic orientation session, where they'll be able to register for classes. You'll see this student also needs to submit their immunization records. Again, clicking in here will tell you what is needed for your immunization records and where you can submit them. The student also needs to submit their final transcripts for their foreign high school. Clicking in this tells you what is needed. They need to submit their documents for their I-20. And here you'll be able to see what documents are needed and where you can upload those as well. Below your priority task list is your I-20 tracker. So this is where you'll be able to submit your I-20 documents and track your I-20's progress through approval and finally being sent to you. Below your I-20 tracker is your My Programs box. So this is your current program of study here at ASU. Now, if you did decide to change your major, which we talked about earlier, this is where you'll find that major change reflected. Below My Programs is your Academic Support Team box. A very important link in this box is Academic Advising. Here is where you'll be able to click into to find the contact information for your particular academic advisor for your program of study. Lastly, I did want to point out the calendar and events item. So here's where you can keep track of important upcoming dates and deadlines that are important for you to know. You can also click here on View Full Calendar to get access to the academic calendar, which will give you even more important dates, even up to a year in advance. The second tab over on your MyASU portal is your Finances tab. So on the top, you'll be able to see your charge summary box. You'll be able to see your current amount due. Now, if you're looking at this, you may not see any charges to your account until closer to the start of classes. But once we start getting closer to the start of classes, you'll be able to see some of these charges starting to hit your account. You'll be able to see what the charge is, how much the charge is for, and when the charge is due. Below that, you can find a link to Pay Bill, where you'll be able to find information on how you can pay for your charges. Below your charge summary box is your financial aid and scholarships box. So here's where you can find any scholarships that you've been awarded by ASU upon admission. Typically, what you'll find is a fall award and a spring award. And the annual award that you've been given will be split into 50% in the fall and 50% in the spring. At the bottom of your Finances tab is a box labeled Financial Success. Now in here, you'll find a lot of important tools related to finances here at ASU. For example, you'll be able to find a link to the student job board if you would like to find an on-campus job, a link to the scholarship search tool if you would like to search for additional scholarships. You'll find cost calculators and estimators, as well as information on the ASU payment plan as well, if you would like to split your payments up into different payments each semester. At the top of your Campus Services tab, you'll find Health and Wellness Resources. You'll find a link to your patient portal where you'll be able to upload your immunization records. And once you're here on campus, schedule an appointment with a doctor or take care of any of your healthcare needs. You'll find your health insurance information if you want to review more information about your ASU health insurance policy, or download a card that you can print out to prove you have health insurance if you need it. Below that is your transportation box. So here's where you can purchase a discounted transportation pass as an ASU student. If you'd like to park a car on campus and would like to purchase a parking permit, you can do that here, or just find shuttle schedules. If you're planning on living on campus here at ASU, in your on-campus living box, you'll find a link to your housing portal. This is where you can apply for housing, confirm your housing, and take care of any other housing-related needs. Below that is your dining box. And here's where you'll find a link to meal plan information to purchase a meal plan or find out more information about the meal plans available to ASU students. The last tab is your profile tab. And here's where you can find the names, email addresses, and phone numbers on file for you with ASU. Now, once you're admitted to ASU, it's important to go in here and make sure that all of these are accurate and all of these are the actual ways to contact you as a student. Once you're here on campus, it's also important to be updating your phone numbers, addresses, email contacts to make sure that if there's any reason for the university to get in contact with you, they know how to do that. At the bottom of your portal is your MyASU guest access permissions box. Now, if you would like to give a parent, a family member, or anybody else access to your student information, you'd be able to do that here. You can enable people to see your grades, the classes that you're enrolled in, any charges that are on your account, and even the ability to pay those charges on your behalf. So here we can see the portal of an undergraduate student who's a little bit further along in their processes. You can see that this student has already registered for classes. They've already applied to and confirmed their housing here on campus. They've already submitted their documents for their I-20, and that's already been delivered to them. Now, once you've registered for classes, you can click here on View My Schedule. Once you click that, you'll be able to see the classes that you're registered for, who is teaching that class, the days of the week those classes are on, the times those classes are at, and the location of those classes. You'll even be able to see a list of the textbooks that are required for that class that you'll want to purchase for that class. Here we can see the portal of a freshly admitted graduate student. You can see that for the most part, it looks very similar to an undergraduate student's portal. You can see the same My Application status box, the same priority task list, and the same I-20 tracker. The Finances, Campus Services tab, and Profile tabs will also look very similar. The main difference is that the priority tasks for a graduate student and an undergraduate student can vary slightly. So just make sure to pay attention to that and follow the items and tasks that are in your particular priority task list. As an incoming undergraduate student, you will see an item on your priority tasks list indicating that you need to register for classes. In there, you'll find a link to your new student orientation experience. Clicking on that will link you to this experience. In here, you'll find 3 steps. Your ASU Essentials, where you'll be taking care of many of your essential tasks leading up to arriving on campus. You'll schedule your academic orientation session, which is when you'll actually meet with your academic advisor and register for your classes for your first semester. Finally, that'll take you to ASU Ready, which is your last step through the experience. In your Campus Services tab, you'll find a link to your housing portal. So again, this is where you will go to apply for housing and confirm your housing. Once your housing is confirmed, you'll be able to see your spot that you've been confirmed at. You'll even be able to see your roommates and their contact information to begin communicating with them. If you would like to enable guest access to your information in your MyASU portal, you'll be able to do that as well through the MyASU Parent and Guest Access tool. With this tool, you'll be able to give a parent or a guest access to information such as admission status, your class schedules, your final grades and academic status reports, your finance information. You'll enable them to make a payment on your behalf, and they'll be able to see your tasks and to-do items. They'll also be able to see your housing information. So you can choose which items you would like to grant access to or not grant access to. And you can find more information in this tool here. In your portal, you can access the academic calendar. This will give you important dates and deadlines for your incoming first academic semester, as well as semesters after that as well. So you can find information for the entire academic year. If you want information on when classes start, when classes end, when final exams will be, when holidays will be, you can find all of that here. So this is a great resource if you're planning on coming home over winter break or coming home over summer break to know when those semesters end. In your MyASU portal, you'll have access to a couple different cost estimators. The first one is your tuition estimator. So in this tuition estimator, you'll be able to input your academic year, your residency status, and the campus you're studying at and the degree you're studying at. And you'll be able to see the particular tuition charges and fees that you'll be charged by ASU as a student. Another cost estimator you can access through your portal is your cost of attendance estimator. Now, besides the tuition and fees that you'll be paying as a student, there's also other things like housing, food, travel. And in the cost of attendance estimator, you're able to see the estimated total cost of attending ASU. I hope that was useful for you, and we look forward to having you here on campus at ASU.